All right, peace, peace, peace. This is kind of a little impromptu. First and foremost, hopefully the Most High Yahweh is blessing y'all day by His mercies you are consumed. I want to get into this, man, because honestly, this was the scripture of the day in the Discord app I'm in, but also too, kind of since we talking about the kingdom, we've been talking about like when first and foremost the inward kingdom inwardly, then of course the physical kingdom as well, man. But that also too, they just go back into like what, like that because what it is too, man. The Most High, I was just not, that just all goes right. All praise to the Most High Yahshua. It's all going with that. Cause I was listening to a gospel song this morning called Hiya by the Clark Sisters. Anybody knows it, y'all. If y'all heard the Jay-Z 444 album, 444 album, he had a song called Family Feud, and like in the in the background, you hear the sisters singing. That's the song they use a sample, but it's called the Clark Sisters Hayah, which is a Hebrew word meaning to live, honestly. And it's kind of crazy that we even talk about that today because, and that's pretty much the point that we're about to make because that's like he says in Ezekiel 18:32, the Most High house shall rather us live than die, man. But even more importantly, spiritually, man, right? Not just naturally living and being alive because you could be alive, but you still be spiritually dead, like we always say, because everybody has breath, but everybody doesn't have the breath of life, man. So that goes into that. But that's where the Most High Yahshua's will comes into play, man. Like doing their will rather than my will, rather than our will, man. Because because like First John 2:17 says, no, let's grab that. No, let's get Ezekiel, then we're gonna grab that because their will lasts forever, man. Like mine doesn't. It says Ezekiel chapter 18 verse 32. For I have no pleasure in the death him that died, said the Lord Yahweh. But where turn yourselves and lives, just like Moses said in the law, man. Like choose life, but like Jeremiah said, many shall choose death, but not just naturally, but physically. I mean, spiritually, more importantly. But yeah, man. But let's grab this too as well, man, because we're gonna get into how it's the Most High Yahshua's pleasure to give us a place of pleasure, meaning the Garden of Eden, man. We're gonna see this in the Psalms real quick, man. We're gonna grab this real quick. Let's go First John real quick. First John 2:17, it says, and the world passes away, yep, and the lust thereof, but he that do the will of Yahweh abide forever, yep, because their will, last forever, man. That will can, that will, their will is eternal. My will is temporary. It's gonna pass away, like it's new, because it's, this heaven and earth now is gonna pass away. It's not gonna be coming to mind, man. That's why, that's just what it is right there, man. So it says, and the world passes away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of Yahweh abideth forever, man. So yeah, man, that's just what it is, man. But this all goes back into to a place of pleasure, man. In Garden of Eden, man, because what does Garden of Eden mean, man? Place of pleasure, man. So it's pleasure. It's the Most High House's pleasure to give you the place of pleasure, man. That's just what it is, man. We gonna get it, grabbing. We gonna get it real quick, man. My bad. Had something caught my throat, but it says Psalm chapter 149 and verse 4. It says, for the Lord taketh pleasure in his people, for he will beautify the meek with salvation. So see, exactly. Let's get to read the next verse. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. So see, exactly, man. So that's just what it is right there, man. So so it's his pleasure, to give, he give you the place of pleasure, man, honestly, because, his sons and daughters' pleasure, man. It's because also about being son and daughter of the Most High House, also to his people as well, man, because if you really, it's about, like John 1:12 says, those, he power become sons of the Most High House, the sons and daughters of God, man. So that's what it is. But also, too, man, he wants us to live, man. So it says, for the Lord taketh pleasure in his people, and he'll beautify the meek with salvation. Yeah, exactly, man. So, let's grab this Luke real quick, man. So his pleasure give us a place of pleasure, because he to take us back to the beginning, man, to that place, man. Because like 2 Ezra 6:55, he says, listen, create the world for your sakes, man. That's why he he yeah, man. Of course, when the Most High Yahshua made this made this, man, he had they had their will, like, he had his will, or their will in mind, but also too, man, he had his sons and, like, his people in mind, sons and daughters, man, too, as well, man. But uh yeah, let's get Luke chapter 12, verse 32 real quick, man. And also too, that meek with salvation, man, like, and notice how the next verse says saints too as well, man. But also too, the meek with salvation. That then it tell you the meek shall inherit the earth. Like, doesn't Ecclesiastes Sirach said the mysteries are given to meek. What are those mysteries? The mysteries of the kingdom. What the kingdom, of course, that's within. And also to the kingdom, man. Like, that's what Yahushua was preaching, man. It's the kingdom, man, because he's taking us, like, in the future, and, like, new heavens, new earth in the future, he's gonna take us back to the beginning, man. Isn't the Most High House shot like cold, man, like that? But let's get Luke chapter 12, verse 32. It says, "Fear not, ye little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom." So, yeah, that's just is what it is right there, man. So, yeah, that's just what it is. So, yeah, it's his pleasure. Give us a place of pleasure. Man, man, and too, we have to desire that too, man, because a lot of times, what? Let me say this. Let me tell you this story, man. I even in the program, I had somebody that helps me out at the program. One of the people at my program helped me. And this too, I did, like, you realize a lot of people don't want to make it to the kingdom. They don't want the kingdom because, like, she was telling me a story, but she was like, after her old job, it was a family. They was from overseas and things of that nature, but where, I forgot where they were from, but they never got on an elevator. So they but she told me a story. She said, yeah, because I was on an elevator with them, they were all scared. They thought they were like dying and going to heaven, even though Revelation 5 and 10, and we know that because how it's tall and things of that nature, that heaven, like, no, now of course there's heavens in the sky, of course, where the Most High House and the angels dwell, of course we know that, and all other like that happens. But we know the new heavens, new earth, the kingdom is going to be here on earth as in heaven. So, but that's another thing too. But they thought, like, pretty much when they were on the elevator, they were scared. They said they thought they were going to go down and going to heaven. But honestly, like what she said, yeah, they didn't want to go to heaven, man, and they were scared of things of that nature. So, yeah, man, so when she said that, I was like, yeah, man, that kind of made me think, like, because, yeah, a lot of people don't want to go, honestly, like, it is what it is. And because, it's too, that's the thing too, because people say, oh, what God would send somebody to hell or things of that nature. Well, one, he just grants you, he don't send nobody nowhere, like we shared it a while back. He just grants your request, man, because listen, if you, like, through your conduct, through your actions, through your life, you kind of tell that you didn't want to go. And a lot of times too, not everybody loves the Most High Yahshua. Not everybody loves that, man. So that's is what it is. But also too, like Biggie said, Biggie said one time, he said, when I die, I want to go to hell because I'm a piece of, shit. It ain't hard to tell. So things get that nature. A lot of people have that mentality too, man. Like, and it's like, be careful what you wish for, man, because, like, that's why, like, that's why it says, listen, worry about, like, getting you right, man, so you don't get that, man, because, like, that's why, like, you constantly have to run the race, man. Constantly had to, like, seek him daily, like we talked about in the last video, man. So, yeah, man, I just wanted to go into that real quick, man. So, yeah, man, hopefully it's edifying, man, because there's a lot more things I want to talk about, but it's all good because I got some places to be, but it's cool, man. So, yeah, man, so hopefully this is edifying, man. Much love to y'all brothers and sisters. Yeah, man, I really want to go into other stuff, but it's all good though, man. But hopefully it's edifying. So much love to y'all brothers and sisters, man. So peace.